Yo, what's up, boys? It's Phlox. Today we're going to go through another M+ key with some commentary. This is going to be a +12 City of Threads. I did a couple days ago on stream. For this spec, we were playing Destro. We were actually playing CDF Destro. I'll throw up the talents on the screen right now that I was running for this key. I've been messing around with a lot of like CDF builds. I actually really like CDF. Since I did this key though, I have changed the CDF build a little bit. All the talents are on my Discord server as usual. There's also like now a CDF Shadowburn hybrid build that I've also been trying out on stream. I think they're both pretty good, just the CDF build and the CDF Shadowburn hybrid build. I think they're both pretty solid. But for this key, we were just running CDF. Yeah, we ended up timing it. Felt pretty good, didn't feel that bad. So we're going to jump right into it, guys. If you find this video helpful, if you find the information useful, definitely leave a like on the video. It really helps me out a lot. Leave a comment down in the comment section, or consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you very much. And again, I'm going to have the audio muted just because I had music playing during stream. So yeah, I don't want my video to get copyrighted. So sorry about that. So here we are stopping to grab this buff. This is a damage buff for your party. If you click on these little statues, I think in order to click this, somebody needs to have engineering, or you need, I think rogues can do it. Those are the only ones I'm aware of. I'm sure there's more. So you guys see we have this little like thing here. That's the damage buff, lasts for 30 seconds. So as we're grouping this, again, I'm not playing Shadowburn, so I don't need to worry about this. I'm just kind of waiting for everything to get grouped up here. So I can send CDF, drop Infernal, so I can send Kata. After I send Kata, I drop Infernal, hit CDF immediately. You want to press this on cooldown. I'm also playing Soulfire, so I want to react to my Soulfire procs. You want to try to prio Chaos Bolting the Swarm Guard if you can. Especially on this pack. You can drop a couple Rains. It's not really that bad to rain with like CDF. Like you can rain if you're going to shard cap at all. I was just checking my prio damage on the Swarm Guard there. Actually not that bad. So again here, like on this pack especially, these Scarabs are going to die pretty quick, so you just want to mostly try to prio Swarm Guard with Chaos Bolts if you can. And just press CDF when it's off cooldown. This build, like this talent build in particular, like when you're not playing Shadowburn, it's a lot more chill. There's definitely a lot less going on. Press CDF on cooldown. I should be using my Soulfire proc here. Eventually I do get to it. So right here you can see I'm using Curse of Tongues on these Silk Binders. These both cast, I think, the Web Bolts and the Silken Binding repeatedly. So definitely throwing a Curse of Tongues on these two does help out your group a little bit. Like you might not get direct feedback on it, but it definitely helps slow their casts. These casts can one-shot people. So it just gives your party a little more time to react to these casts and stop them with crowd control or kick them. Gives your party more time for your kicks to come back up. Just little things like that that kind of help your group out a little bit. Also playing Mayhem with this build, so I want to be looking out for my Havoc procs. So here we're getting this buff. We're going to take this over to, I guess, this pack over here. Again, once everything gets grouped up, I'm just going to kata CDF immediately. Or I should CDF immediately. There we go. Got a really nice Ruination proc there. Again, you can throw Curse of Tongues on this Herald of Ansarek. It does one cast, but I find that people often miss this kick a lot, and it can kill somebody, especially if it overlaps with this swarm, where the damage is where there's like a dot ticking down. So I generally try to throw tongues on that enemy if I can. It's actually good going back and watching this now because I see that I'm sitting on CDF a little bit longer than I should, like a couple of global cooldowns. You want to try to press this if you can, like immediately off cooldown. I think the only reason you would not want to press this off cooldown is if you are going to shard cap while you're channeling this. So here we sent cooldowns. I actually don't think we've lusted yet, which is interesting. I think we end up lusting at some point here. Like we have to, right? We lust after all our cooldowns are finished. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So here you just want to dodge these balls. If you guys ever get picked with these balls, you want to try to stand as still as you can, because you basically you just want to let everyone else adjust to you. If you're moving with the balls, it's hard for everyone else to kind of gauge where they need to stand to not get hit by you. It's like right here, I'm just standing completely still. My healer dispelled me, so I can move after that if I want. Like you guys can see with this, even with like with no shadow burn, with just CDF, like our single target's still pretty good, which is the reason I kind of like this build. Yeah, this boss doesn't do a whole lot too crazy. It's just the balls. If you get the balls, try to stand still. They do a little bit of damage if they're on you, so you can pop a defensive. And then the only other time you want to pop a defensive is during this ability, which is just the AoE. You could pop a defensive or a Hellstone or something. So here we're going to go into the maze gauntlet / gauntlet thing. Here you want to pry out Eye of the Queen. This guy disappears at like 50% health. Then just dodge stuff on the floor. The Eye of the Queen does like a little dash that leaves a dot on you, which is when you want to use a defensive. It's this one right here, Void Rush. Just gonna hit everyone, leaves a nasty dot. I actually don't know if you can dwarf that off. I don't know if I've ever tried. It looks like a bleed. It's pretty short duration though. Yeah, this mob's really annoying. You can see like it just disappears constantly, so that's why you want to prio it. So I was just checking my prio damage. This was like, when I did this key, I think it was one of the first keys I tried CDF, so I wanted to see what my prio damage was looked like without Shadow Burn. So here again, in these groups, you always want to prio Eye of the Queen. This is the one, Eye of the Queen is one that disappears. Does the Void Rush, takes longer to kill because it disappears like that. So you guys can see I'm mostly just Chaos Volting, Eye of the Queen. Pretty easy there. Our Death Knight just killed the pack for us. You are going to kind of fall behind in this area as Destro, just because you don't have cooldowns for every pack, which is, I think, one of the downsides of Destro in here. As AF and Demo, you'll have a cooldown for every one of these packs. You'll have Soul Rot and Tyrant. So here we're gonna pry Eye of the Queen as normal. I'm looking for my Havoc procs. No need to spam rain here because we are trying to prio. So I swapped off Eye because I had a Havoc proc, a Mayhem proc on Eye of the Queen. Now I swap back to Eye of the Queen. My Infernal's up. I'm not going to send it yet because the pack is basically dead. There's not really any point to send it. Yeah, this area of the dungeon sucks. You guys are going to see this pat. This is like the worst pat timing ever. Actually, just going to fast forward until we get to the next pack. It's actually just so stupid. So here again, we're going to Cata, send CDF Infernal. We have all our stuff. I dropped a rain there really quick. Oops, I hit my UI by mistake. That was a fat finger. I dropped a rain there really quick because I had a Soulfire proc, so I didn't want a shard cap. CDF's off cooldown, we're just going to press it. Soulfire proc again, we're going to use it. Going to drop a rain really quick right there because I was going to shard cap. I have Infernal built. So yeah, we got through that area pretty clean. For second boss, you want to take out your imp. And I'll tell you guys why in a second. So we can actually just skip a little forward. So you guys see I took out my imp. You want to take out imp for dispel? There is a debuff you can dispel with imp on this fight. It's like a little dot that slows you. And you don't really need to kick anything, so there's no reason to not play imp. So you just want to watch these slashes here. You can kind of like stand pointing like between the wall and the boss. You can kind of stand here to try to bait them when they do like their little dashes to the wall. So that way melee can keep more uptime. It's kind of hard to do that for the whole fight because there's a lot of positional moving and stuff. So this is the mechanic right here, icicles. This is the mechanic you can dispel. Also, just in general for this mechanic, you want to press a big defensive because this really hurts. So you're going to wait until this goes out right here. You guys saw I already dispelled it. You're going to wait for it to go out. It's going to leave this little debuff on you, which is what you're going to basically end up dispelling. As soon as it goes out, you can dispel it right away. It is a dot that also slows you, I think. Pretty much it's just getting rid of unnecessary damage that you don't need to take for free, just to help your healer out. So this fight, that's probably the big mechanic. There's another mechanic right there that we just saw. You want to stay close to the tank because you need to help him soak this other mechanic right here, this like blue circle. Other than that, that's all you're really looking for. You just want to dodge swirlies and stuff, dodge these lines. Damage-wise, right now, I'm just Chaos Bolting. I'm looking for Mayhem procs so I can cleave. Keeping them both immolated, using CDF on its off cooldown, and just trying to not shard cap pretty much. So here we have this mechanic again. I used Dark Pact. I'm going to dispel myself. You see, I actually ended up dying. Which is, it's kind of rough. I had Hellstone. Could have Hellstoned, probably. I don't think I was expecting to die with Dark Pact up, though. So, unfortunate, but it happens. So here we have Infernal up. We're going to CDF. And just get right back into dumping some Chaos Bolts. Using Soulfire when I proc it. So here I'm trying to dump before I Soulfire. CDF cannot proc Soulfire, by the way. It used to be able to do that on beta, but they changed that. Unfortunate as it is. So if you do have a Soulfire proc and CDF, you don't have to worry about like overriding it. So here you can resummon, you don't need imp anymore, so you can just resummon your Fellhound. Also, great question this person asked here. Does Demon Fire proc more with Havoc? Demon Fire does not proc with Havoc also. So you do not have to worry about trying to min-max with Mayhem procs. Like, this does not proc with Havoc. Just send it on cooldown. So this is a really big pull. On this pull, like, we can just send Rain of Fire. Like, we don't really have to think too much. These are like the kind of big pulls I'm talking about. A lot of people come and ask me, like, when should you Rain of Fire? Like on really big pulls like this, you don't really have to think. Even if you're playing Shadowburn, like, you can basically just send Rain and not think too much. If you are playing Shadowburn, you still want to at least like keep a charge of this rolling, but you can still stand here and spam Rain while you're doing that. And our tank is kiting out of Rain, which, you know, is unfortunate, but it happens. He needs to live, so I'm going to Kata here to get my MOs back up. I'm starting to Chaos Bolt more because stuff's dying and we still have these things at higher health. I dropped a Rain really quick there just to not shard cap. But yeah, here, now that we're down to like 2, 3, 4 targets and stuff's higher health, you can go back to like just prio Chaos Bolting. Especially if you have a Havoc proc. So we're skipping this pack by hugging this like wall right here. You could actually just skip that pack. I didn't even know that before I did this, but that's pretty cool. So there, we're gonna send Kata once everything's grouped up. Infernal, CDF. I dropped a Rain really quick there just because I was gonna shard cap. On this pack, you generally want to try just prioing the Venom Shell. Everything's gonna die before him. So that's why you guys see Chaos Bolting a lot. Using Soulfire. That was very unfortunate. You guys saw I tried to greed my Chaos Bolt cast. I thought I could get it off and move. I was basically like one global too late, unfortunately. The struggle, man. So here, again, these unstable test subjects are going to live longer than this other stuff. So you want to try prioing it over just spamming Rain. Even if I'm doing less overall, like, it doesn't matter. You're killing this faster, which is what matters. You're actually saving the group more time. Because you see right here, we're sitting here fighting this by itself. And that is not good. You don't ever want to be standing around fighting one thing at a time in a key. That's generally just a waste of time. Unless whatever you're fighting is just so dangerous that you really can't chain it with anything else. Which does happen from time to time. So you guys saw there, I did the old pull the pots out of the bag. I haven't sent Kata here because I'm waiting for all this stuff to come up and get clumped up. But I probably just could have sent Kata at some point. But yeah, you guys see again, I'm mostly just single targeting this big guy. All this other stuff is just patty trash. That's gonna die really fast. So for this boss, the big mechanic is just soaking the balls that come. He does this little knockback here, does a little bit of damage, and then these balls are going to come out. If the boss absorbs any of these balls, he's going to heal, which is really, really bad. When you get one of these balls, it puts like a healing debuff shield on you. I can usually grab like about 2 and be okay. I don't know if you want to grab more than 2. That might get a little scary unless you can immune it or something. I don't know if DKs can immune it with AMS, but just generally like as a Warlock, I would say try to not take more than 2. So that Dark Pulse is kind of like the scary overlap when that goes out and everyone has the healing absorb shield on them. So that's when you want to pop a big defensive, mostly is when he's doing that pulsing AoE, or just have like a health stone ready or a health pot. Also, you want to try to stay close to the boss if you can, because the balls drop a puddle. So if you're way out here grabbing balls, you're going to leave puddles like in the path where your tank's going to want to kite the boss to. You see we're like leaving puddles and then moving as a group to the next spot, and then we're going to move again to the next spot as a group, just so we can leave the puddles behind us. So again, this is the Dark Pulse coming out. So I use Pact, add a Soulburn Hellstone ready to go. Drop the Soul Well because I'm out of Hellstones. Trying furiously to click it. We end up getting it. Again, rotationally, I'm just not shard capping. I'm using CDF off cooldown. I'm using Kata off cooldown. I'm using my procs when they come up. And then I'm watching for like eradication, roaring blaze uptime as I can. I also haven't mentioned this at all yet during the video, but Roaring Blaze does give CDF a damage buff also. Roaring Blaze is this debuff right here after you cast Conflag. Makes the enemy take increased fire damage. So you want to try to cast CDF during this damage amp. Soulfire also gets a damage buff during this damage amp. If you guys did not know that. So yeah, we're pretty good on time here. I mean, we end up timing this. But we have more than enough time. We just basically have to not die, just stay alive, and we're probably going to be okay. So you guys saw there, I tried to port before these weaves go out. If you guys port, especially if you're playing Diabolist and you get the talent that gives you the Soulburn port for free, if you Soulburn port, you can actually just not get rooted by the umbral weave, and it won't spawn like it won't spawn a weave to begin with, and you can actually just move around and you won't be stuck there. Pretty huge, since those weaves can be kind of annoying to kill. With the beetle, he just does the dot, and you want to pop a defensive for this tremor slam. He'll spawn ads. You don't really want to rain of fire. You just basically, you pretty much just want to dot them and then keep chaos bolting this guy, since he is the prio. So you saw I was trying to emulate some ads just to give me a little bit of extra shard gen. You guys see that slam is no joke, especially when it overlaps with like the dot. So this boss does the same mechanics as these two mini bosses, pretty much. She'll do a weave and then also a slam that spawns ads. The only other thing you gotta watch out for is these balls. They will periodically move. You'll see it right here on the floor, these little swirlies. That means these balls are gonna move to your location. If you are between where the ball is and where it's going, it will still hit you and it will kill you. So that's why you want to stay like together as a group and kind of bait them and then move together. So that way you're not in the path of where the ball's traveling. So there is the slam with the ad spawn. I'm emulating the ads for some funnel, some extra shard gen. Don't really want to do anything else other than that. We're baiting balls here. Here comes the umbral weave. So you guys saw there, I dropped a port really quick, used port, and you guys are going to see right here, I'm not rooted. No weave spawns either. That's what I was talking about. You do have to be kind of quick dropping your port, just because, like for example, if I drop my port, if I precast my port and it's all the way over here, you're going to be pretty far from your team, which can be kind of dangerous. So what I was trying to do on this pull was like just drop it really quick before weave goes out and then press port. So you see I drop it here, press port. I also popped a dark pact. Probably would have died if I didn't dark pact. But again, I had no root, no weave spawned, and I was not rooted. It's a good AMZ there. I didn't need to press anything. I think I dropped a rain really quick there because I was going to shard cap. It's not the end of the world if you drop like one rain. So here I have an Infernal up again. We're going to send it. Here, so I'm like also kind of watching this weave timer. This is I think this is big wigs or little wigs. There's like a little timer that I'm watching. So I drop circle again, port. This is definitely useful for watching when these waves are going to be coming out. Here we have slam. I use unending. Cat of the ads for extra shard gem. Just trying to stay with the group. Had to slam, so I dark packed, and the boss is dead. So yeah, that's the key, guys. As you guys can see, like CDF by itself is not bad. Even like in this dungeon, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the build. I like the CDF and Shadowburn hybrid too. I've been playing that a lot on stream. I'm not sure which build I like better. There are some dungeons you really want Shadowburn, especially like Stone Vault. That's a really good Shadowburn dungeon. But I would definitely give CDF a try if you guys are interested. I think both this build and the CDF Shadowburn hybrid build feel a lot better than just the base Shadowburn by itself build, in my opinion. But I mean, all three builds are definitely pretty viable, and you can have success with all of them for sure. So yeah, guys, that's key. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Let me know. I hope you guys found some useful information here. And again, guys, thank you all for watching. Thanks for all your support. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. So take it easy.